Hello everyone, I'm Wu Si with the Xinhua News Agency. I'm now in Jiabang Township, Congjiang County, southwest China's Guizhou province. Behind me is one of the most impressive terraced fields in China. Each year in April and May, local farmers will start watering the terraced fields for farming. Overlooking these terraced fields, we can see they are just like mirrors, which reflect the blue sky and the floating clouds. Now, farmers here are busy plowing and planting rice seedlings in the terraced fields. Jiabang lies in the middle of verdant mountains. As you can see, the rice paddies are small and scattered as there is no plain here. To deal with unfavorable conditions for farming and maximize productivity of their lands, the ancestors of local villages have explored and developed a special way of farming. While the land cultivation sustained, the villagers in Congjiang County adopted a creative approach by breeding ducks and fish in the paddies, known as the rice-fish-duck ecosystem. The creative ecosystem has been proven a success and is now widely applied in China. The rice-fish-duck ecosystem of Congjiang County was selected as one of the globally important agricultural heritage systems by the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations in 2011. If you look closer at the rice paddies, you may find some rice seedlings and some fish. The ducklings will be put into the rice paddies usually 1 month later until the rice seedlings grow taller and the fish grow bigger. In terms of the significance of the rice-fish-duck ecosystem and how it works, today we've invited a local, Mr. Wang Yushi, to join us for a tour at the rice paddies to find out the answers. Hello, Mr. Wang. 王大哥您好，就是咱们现在走在这嘉榜梯田里，我们其实也可以看到周边它稻田里已经种上了秧苗，还有的会有一些鱼在田里面游动。And now we can see some rice seedlings have been planted at the terraced fields, and we can also see some fish are swimming at the terraced fields. And then why did they do that? 那么我们是怎么考虑到要在咱们的梯田里养鱼养鸭的呢？
在田里面养鱼养鸭，主要是解决我们个人的吃肉问题，还有地比较少，这个田的话又比较小，然后人多寨子的那个人比较多。
Okay, on the one hand, the land is limited at Jiabang town, and on the other hand, our villagers need to have some meat to eat, so they choose to raise fish and ducks at the terraced fields. And how do you do that? 那也就是说，咱们既然已经采用了这样一个稻鱼鸭复合系统的话，我们是什么时候插秧，什么时候养鱼，什么时候放鸭子进去？
应该是在3月份的时候，把那个母鱼捉过来，投放在一个小池子里面，等它那个蛋产了，等它那个鱼苗出来了，然后呢，我们这个秧田的话也开始插那个小秧。插小秧好的时候，那个小秧插完的时候，就对秧田里面进行注水。注水的时候，那个小鱼苗就可以投进去了。
In March, we'll put the female fish like carps into a pond so that the fish spoil. And later, when the female carps finish the spoiling, then we'll just put them into the terraced fields.
插秧的话是3月份的时候插这小秧， 然后插小秧的时候开始放那个小鱼苗，鱼苗比较小，所以就和那个小秧开始放一起。
And in March, we'll start to plant rice seedlings. And when we finished planting rice seedlings, then we'll put the baby fish into the fields. 那放了这个鱼苗和种了咱们这个秧之后，那鸭子又什么时候放进去？
小秧苗长大了，然后再移栽，移栽的时候才把那个小鸭还有那个小鱼苗也一起投放到田里面。
And when the rice seedlings grow taller, the villagers need to transfer them to other terraced fields. And also at this time, they will move out baby fish at the terraced fields into a larger terraced field. 那么咱们这样做的一个目的是什么呢？
像田里面投放鸭子的话，它主要还是为了一个除草，还有一个是，那个鸭子的话，它也会吃一些虫子，然后为村民减少很多劳动力，还有就减少一些打农药。
When we put the fish and ducks into the terraced fields, the ducks will help weed out the grass. Since when the fish are swimming in the terraced fields, they will help to make the land softer so that the grass cannot grow well in it. And the waste produced by the fish and ducks can be used as the fertilizer to improve the land.
丰收的话，我们会有节日庆祝，是在8月15前后，差不多。这个会穿盛装，然后吹芦笙、跳舞，做很多活动，还有抓鱼呀，在稻田里面抓鸭呀、抓鸭呀、抓鱼呀什么的。
In the middle of August of the Chinese Lunar New Year, and they will organize a series of festive activities like playing Lushang dance or hold a long table banquet. And they will also wear their traditional costumes to celebrate the harvest. So what are the biggest advantages of the fish, rice, duck ecosystem? 那么咱们这个稻鱼鸭这样一个生态系统，它最大的优势是在哪里呢？
最大的优势的话是利用到我们现有的条件，这个田啊什么的，全部都利用起来。然后鱼鸭共生的话是增加我们自己的收入，还有给我们自己生活带来一个保障。
By virtue of the rice fish duck ecosystem, we can make full use of the natural conditions at the terraced fields. So through our camera, we can see that the terraced fields here are small and scattered. And on the other hand, when we raise fish and ducks on the fields, it will help increase the output of our land and increase our villagers' income. 那么这些年的话，咱们嘉榜梯田变化大不大呢？
嘉榜梯田的话，这几年变化还是很大的。有游客进来了，我们自己也种的有米呀，还有田里面养的鱼呀、鸭什么的都可以卖出去。然后自己有的钱增加了收入过后，现在也增加了一些微耕机，就减少人的劳动力了。
The changes at the terraced fields of Jiabang are really great. As more tourists come into the terraced fields, people's incomes increased because they can sell the products to the outside people. So just through our introduction, we can know that the rice fish duck ecosystem has not only improved the output of local villages, but also helped to protect the local environment. And thank you, Mr. Wang. For those who've just joined us, we are now in Jiabang Township, Congjiang County, southwest China's Guizhou province, on a family trip to experience China's 1,000-year-old rice fish duck ecosystem. So what's it like plowing and catching fish at the terraced fields? And today I'm gonna try it myself. So just follow our camera to take a look at it. Just beside me is a villager who just plow at the terraced fields. 您好，老师，您能不能给我们介绍一下您自己？首先，
这个牛跟点要控制一下这个绳子和这个牛要控制它就可以了。
And we can see that there is a rope who controls the bull, and here it is the plow. 那么接下来您就展示一下，看咱们耕的时候具体要怎么走啊？
这要这样啊，让它犁到地里面呢。
哦、we need to just put the plow under the earth. 我们需要把这个犁放在地底下，对吧？
地底下。
Okay, just go. 那接下来咱们要怎么走？哦、okay. And then we'll just use the bamboo shoot to encourage the bull to move ahead. 好吧，那我们走吧。Actually, it's a little bit heavy for me to take the plow. 那就我感受到，咱们拿着这个犁的时候，其实还是有点沉的哈。
是哈。
哦，啊，您稍微慢一点 ，just walk slowly because I'm not good at using the machine for. OK， 哦，你慢点，你。
这牛它不慢。
OK， 就是 we need to follow the steps of the bull since it will not stop, and actually it's difficult for me to work in the field. And as for the human labors, before actually human beings play the role of the bull. And now, because we raise some livestock at home, it will be used for us to help for plowing. I'm trying to just follow the steps of the bull, and it really moves fast. 您觉得这个干这工作累不累？
你不累啊，经常做的啊。
哦，就您做这个耕地工作，大概干了多长时间了
？7、8年了。
哦。And he has just tried to plow for more than 7 years. 谢谢您教我这个怎么耕牛哈。Okay, and you can see that it's somewhat difficult for me to walk here, and my teacher just walks smoothly to follow the steps of the bull and continue for plowing the land. And through the camera you can see that the depth of the mud is almost to my knees, and it's difficult for me to just walk at the paddy fields. And today we also get the owner of the terraced fields who just catch fish at this field, and then we'll just follow another local to experience how to catch fish at the terraced fields. 接下来我们也将体验，就是在咱们这个梯田里面，怎么能够更好的去抓这个鱼，把这个鱼苗给抓进来。老乡您好，就您首先简单介绍一下您自己吧。
我是姓潘，我家叶村的。
And Mr. Pan is from Jiabang village of Jiabang town. 那咱们这个田里边刚刚是有牛在耕地，我看到您在这儿抓鱼，就是您能不能介绍一下咱们为什么在这儿抓鱼？
因为我们这边农业系统的话，它就是鱼和稻草混种植的，要分出去剪下鱼苗，重新放生。
And in Jiabang Township, the local villagers will raise fish and rice at the terraced fields at the same time. And when the cow is plowing the land here, he will just come here to catch the fish and lay them in another terraced fields. 那可以看到咱们这个地其实是比较浑浊的，那怎么在这个咱们不太好看清楚去判断的情况下来抓这个鱼呢？我们朝这边走吧。
像鱼的话，水越搅浑，它就会冒出来。鱼它越浑了，浑的水，鱼就会在里面受不了，它就会冒出头来，冒出头你就看着它动，你就会去捞就行了。
And my teacher just told me a special skill. Since the water is muddy and the fish cannot bear this kind of environment, the fish will just show its head, and then we just need to catch it. 那接下来我在镜头面前也看到了一条比较小的鱼 ，and then just before my eyes, I see a small fish, but I don't know whether I can catch it. 这个咱们抓鱼有什么技巧呢？我看到这儿有一条比较小的鱼哈。
鱼的话用手捞，双手。
I fail. OK， 那您麻烦帮我拿一下咱们的这个话筒，我试试。I need to use 2 hands to catch the fish.
这里，那里。
OK, that's it. Wow, I made it. We can see there is just a really small fish. And I need to use 2 hands to catch it. 咱们这些小鱼苗的话，我们当地养鱼，它有没有一些特有的品种？
就像这种鱼的话，就是我们这里当地特有的，它就是稻香鱼。
And this town has also raised some special species. And they called them 稻香鱼, which means that this kind of fish are raised in the terraced fields, especially. 那意思就是说，咱们这种鱼基本上是在稻田里面养大的，对吧？
是的。
OK。您接下来还要继续抓鱼看看吗？
我已经抓完了。
OK。
都不用抓了。
好。And he has already caught all the fish at the terraced fields, and that's all for our experience part. 那接下来咱们是往上走去把这个鱼苗放生是吧？
是的。
Okay. And then he will just come up to release the fish. Okay, finally I made it. When I come out, I can see too much mud on my boots.
后来我们的话靠近清水一点的，把它放了。捞出来放，又放在场地上。
这个田也是您家的田吗？
对啊，这一片上去都是我家的。
And this one has been plowed, so he will just put the fish inside. 就咱们通过把鱼和鸭子养在稻田里的方式，您家这个稻田产生的效益比以前有没有增加？
比以前相当于以前的话，它产量又增高了。现在亩产的话能达到700-800公斤左右。
700-800公斤是指稻谷吗？
是稻谷。
And now, because of the rice fish duck ecosystem, the output per mu has amounted to 700 to 800 kilograms. OK， For those newcomers, we are now in Jiabang Township, Congjiang County, southwest China's Guizhou province. We've just experienced plowing and catching fish at the terraced fields. It's definitely not easy, but it has been a lot of fun. And now I'm going to invite another local, Mr. Wang Yingjiang, who has been live streaming the terraced fields and people's daily lives here, and also the changes in the town she has lived in. 王老师您好，您能不能跟我们镜头面前的观众朋友做一个简单的自我介绍？
好的，我是嘉榜梯田返乡青年王应江，然后我现在在村里做名村干，然后像我们嘉榜的话是以梯田为生，就种田嘛，主要就是这样。
And the gentleman who stands beside me is Wang Yingjiang. He just returned home more than 1 year ago, and now he is an official in the village committee. 那您是在家乡回到家乡之后，咱们从事这个短视频工作有多长时间了呢？
从事短视频的话，刚开始就是看抖音，从抖音开始我就。因为我们这里还没有往外宣传嘛，我就看到抖音，我就慢慢的开始摸索视频，就从抖音开始，然后从小红书啊，还有微视啊这方面去看了一遍以后，我就开始拍这些图片啊，还有这些短视频啊，然后慢慢的往那个抖音那里发。
And before you going back home, you tried to use some short video platforms like TikTok to introduce the sceneries of the terraced field. And before the internet went viral, the terraced fields of Jiabang were not popular among the audiences. 那么您做这个短视频之后，您家乡的变化大不大？就是外面的观众觉得您家乡的风景怎么样？
变化是有的。像我刚开始做的时候，人流量很少，从零，然后一直做到上千人，然后很多游客就咨询我这个地方是很多人不知道这个地方是哪里，然后他们就问我，我就说这里就是嘉榜梯田，其实你们不知道而已。
In the first year of his short video, many fans will consult Mr. Wang to know where this place is. 那您通过视频的方式主要呈现的有哪些内容？
呈现的就是嘉榜梯田的每一个景色，像每个四季都有。像春季的话，春季我们就是开始耕田，像就是这个季节开始耕田，然后就很多人都返乡了，然后。很多农民都开始耕田，陆陆续续的把小秧，种那个小秧嘛。
And Wang's short videos just show the beautiful sceneries of the terraced fields of different seasons. And at present, it's the spring season, and many villagers here just choose to go back home for plowing and planting rice seedlings. 就咱们家乡现在的这个生活各方面的条件变化大不大？
我们嘉榜梯田也有很多家民宿了，现在可以以这个旅游业来，然后对老百姓的那个利益是挺大的。
In recent years, the life in the Jiabang terraced fields has changed a lot. And now more than 30 households started to open homestays for tourists to enjoy the beautiful scenery and people's daily lives here.
还有这些像我们农民种植啊，这些稻谷啊，这些都可以由游客来购买。还有像梯田啊，体验式的这些体验抓鱼呀、像这些还有体验这些耕田啊，很多游客都很喜欢。
And now the Jiabang terraced fields have become a name card of the county. Many tourists choose to come here for sightseeing. They can stay or say they can choose to live in the homestays, and they can also experience the traditional agricultural life like plowing, catching fish, and making some local dishes. 那么现在咱们嘉榜梯田在脱贫攻坚结束之后变化非常大，现在咱们老百姓的一个整体的生活状态、生活面貌是怎样的？他们主要通过哪些渠道来挣取收入呢？
像钓鱼呀，还有这旅游业这两个方面来收入。
The rice stockfish ecosystem brought some profits for some people. And the rice is also sold out as a product for local villages. 好的，那就谢谢您给我们做的这个介绍。Okay, and thank you. After talking to local villages and having a field experience in the terraced fields, today I've had a better understanding of the rice of China's 1,000-year-old rice fish duck ecosystem and seeing great changes of the town they lived in thanks to China's high-quality development. Now we are wrapping up today's live broadcast. Thanks for watching and see you next time.